Hello there. Hello again. And welcome to another talk. Excuse me. And today's talk is called Talk on Ascension Hacks, Quantum Healing / Direct Hypnosis, How to Heal Trauma. Now, I say this quite often in my talks, podcasts. For anyone just new to my website, if you just found this video on Twitter or YouTube, then I had an unexpected spiritual awakening at the age of 24. I'm 34 this year, and so just under 10 years. And when I sat down and had enough of everything up to that point. Now, some people, when they have enough, they kill themselves. So I learned from that slavery is a choice, just like Kanye West says. And an awakening is a choice. And what I didn't know what was happening at the time, but I awakened I started the awakening, and then I started to go into this process. I ignited something within me that, started the awakening. And anyone can do it. It's, what I basically done unconsciously was be authentic for the first time in my life at that moment, and then started to go through this awakening. And then I started to receive all this downloads of information. I get new spiritual awakenings every other day, and I get downloads on ascension hacks. Like I'm hacking into something subliminal, subconscious, which is helping me move on from that state of consciousness. That's what ascension is. It's transcending yourself from where you are into a higher state of being. And it starts by healing your traumas. Now, how do you heal your traumas? Well, there's a thing called quantum healing. It's very popular, very, lots of people talk about it. I mean, I've got a page on my website dedicated to it, and quantum healing is what I developed in the spiritual awakening. What I call direct hypnosis. Now, very simple technique. Now, all you do is, whenever you feel that moment of you're being reactive, you're trying to gaslight other people, you're doing something negative, a negative emotion. At that moment, be still and capture that emotion like a picture. Then what you do is you meditate at that moment on it, right? And you meditate at that moment on that feeling, and then you're getting right into that unconscious issue, because it's the unconscious self that manifests whatever the conscious self is doing. And so when you meditate on that at that feeling, when you're waiting to react to something negative, you hack into the unconscious emotions, which was manifesting that. And so as you do this, you get insight into why you were reacting that way. And what you're hacking into is the trauma, because trauma manifests itself as insecurities, as fears, right? That's what trauma does to us. It makes us fearful. So this is why you get people that they'll demonize other people, they'll bring them down, they'll gaslight other people. Asthma is actually, I looked up asthma the other day on the internet. I found a website, can't remember the name of the website, but it was saying that asthma is actually trauma from either birth or just before birth. And because breathing, respiratory, related to blockages within the heart chakra. So how you heal it is very simply by every time you're away to react, and you do this in your daily life, right? This is how I live my life. Every single minute of every second, I'm grinding on this path, but it's not grinding in a negative way. When you say that word grinding, a lot of people think negative. No, it's not negative. I love this path. I mean, I am the happiest I've ever been. And, you know, I don't really associate with anyone in the physical world. Not yet, anyway. And yet I'm the happiest I've ever been. And you get all these people they've got all these people that they know or something, or, you know, they go from one partner to the other, have kids all the time, and they've not really found that happiness. They found things that can give them joy for a little while, but it's not the real happiness. The real happiness is internal happiness, and that's internal happiness is eternal happiness. But that happiness comes and came about through my awakening, which was showing me how to heal within, and that's why I developed this direct hypnosis technique, which I don't even know if this exists anywhere else as called direct hypnosis. And I've been saying in my talks yesterday as well, I said that if anyone knows if this is called this, then please let me know. But I don't think so, so I might have invented it myself. There are direct hypnosis suggestions, but yeah, that's what I give a name. That's what because it is direct, because hypnosis is about accessing the unconscious self, but it normally takes hours to do that. But you can hack in to your unconscious self and the unconscious trauma, which is the root of your problems, when you have that moment when you're about to react negatively. When you're about to react negatively, I call it the inner narcissist. We all have an inner narcissist. When we are about to call someone else a narcissist, that's your inner narcissist, right? Because you can only see what you are. You see? When you call someone mad or whatever you call them, whatever you think of someone else is a reflection of you. It's a reflection of you. Whatever you perceive within someone else, because it's based upon how you feel within yourself. You know, it's a reflection of that, and so it's about every time you're away to demonize someone else, because the reason we demonize other people is to bring ourselves up. And this is an insecure thing. So when you meditate upon that insecurity, you're getting right into the trauma. The trauma is the thing that is making you react or demonize other people. Right? Because the trauma is fearful. That's what manifests the ego, is this trauma. So the trauma is the root of your problems. So every time, so use life as your guide. Use people, and so every time that you're about to react, meditate on that, and that you're getting right into the trauma. And then you'll get insight and clarity into why you were doing all this, into yourself. You'll get insight, and then what you're doing is, imagine a bunch of rocks. Your higher self is like gold. Imagine gold and rocks, and as you're healing these unconscious parts, you're removing the rocks and getting to the gold. Because quantum healing is all about accessing the source, higher self version of yourself. Quantum means continuum. So the word quantum means continuum. So you're accessing the source version of you. Now, which is just this perfect version that knows everything, that understands everything, right? And you access it through heart-based living, through living from your heart and healing from these traumas. That's how you do it. And I had the spiritual awakening, and harshly, because I was I believe, well, I don't believe, I know that this awakening was a karmic awakening. The more karma you create, the more pain you've got to go through when you awaken. So I know that I had that so that I could go through that, but give it in a way to people so that they don't have to go through a traumatic awakening. You see? And this is the case for a lot of people that have unexpected spiritual awakenings. But the whole idea is so that people that have had the unexpected spiritual awakenings can give techniques on so other people can awaken, but without the harshness. You see, because when you create harshness, you create more traumas. You see, so the people that have had the spiritual awakenings are the spiritual teachers on the planet. They are merely fifth dimensional beings living on planet Earth, because that's where the Earth is heading now. That's why all this COVID stuff and everything, the vax. You know, I'm not allowed to talk about it, but you know, they do, like David Icke said in 2009, they want to put a lid in the awakening, but they can't, because everything comes from source. Even bad people come from source, right? And it's all just a movie. You see, when you awaken spiritually, you realize that. And I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates, talks, news, research, please do visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you.